Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're back with a puzzle by the great Ard van de Wetering today, the Dutch master, the man behind, actually several of the biggest videos that we've ever had on the channel, including the biggest, which has over 9 million views. We called that video a Sudoku with only 4 given digits. And people just fall in love with Ard's puzzles. This one is called PalinPhisto. And I can tell you a bit about this puzzle because Mark has been arranging the testing of it. I think Mark's tested it himself. I'm not sure. But I know it's been causing much problem in the testing. We have about 20 testers who test for us on Cracking the Cryptic. And I think this one has gone through several of them. So it must be quite difficult. But Ard's puzzles are funny because sometimes they're incredibly hard and sometimes they're actually relatively easy. And you can see here, look, I've got loads of given digits in this one. It's completely strange. 8 given digits. And there's a knight's move constraint I read today, and this is a palindrome, so there's even more given digits in effect. I hope that doesn't count as solving for me to say that. But anyway, I'll read the rules in a moment or two's time. But yeah, make yourselves some time, give yourself some joy today, and have a go at one of Ard van de Wetering's puzzles. This is what I'm looking forward to doing. Now, there is a slight problem that could emerge, and I really hope it doesn't during the recording here. My house has been experiencing power cuts today. Well, it's not the house. The power is coming to the house, but the circuit breaker keeps tripping. And I'm not very good at electricity. But I think it might be something to do with a sump pump that I have in the basement that has been operating flawlessly for about a decade. But I fear something might have gone wrong with it. But it's weird because, I can reset the circuit breaker and it's fine for an hour or so, and then it goes again. So I've unplugged the sump pump. This is my effort to make sure that the power doesn't go off in the video, because if it does, I'm just going to lose this, and that will be a total and utter disaster. Anyway, let's hope that doesn't happen. Wish me luck. Now, let's talk about some other things that are going on around the channel. We have got, over on Patreon, we have got our Sudoku hunt for the month of September, our competition, themed on Hollywood sandwiches. Loads of you have been enjoying that. Sandwich Sudokus abound in that pack. Do have a go. You've still got time. The closing date is the 20th, and you'd easily get it done in 3 days if you start now. There's loads of extra content on Patreon as well. Our next stream, we streamed this amazing game the other day. Thank goodness you're here. I really loved it. Mark quite liked it. Probably that's more accurate. I really loved it. It's sort of Monty Python for this day and age. But our next stream, I think, is going to be the puzzles from our 600,000 celebrate 600,000 subscriber pack that we made. We were helped to make it by some of the most brilliant Sudoku constructors in the world who contributed puzzles to it, and we've released that pack free. So if you can download it in our Cracking the Cryptic app, which is also free. So I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. Do check it out. There's some marvelous puzzles in it, and what we did deliberately when we were creating the pack is that Mark and I didn't test the same puzzles, so that we can do a stream where each of us can solve a puzzle cold, while the other one will be able to lend a hand if one of us gets stuck, because one of us has tested each of the puzzles. So that's what we're going to do. We've had loads of requests to do this because I think some people have got stuck on the puzzles. So I'm not sure. Where are we it's Tuesday, isn't it? So I'm not sure when that stream will happen, but it will be in the coming days. And if you're subscribed, you'll get an alert when we work out our diaries and announce it. Speaking of diaries, some of you will be interested, I think, in our what is it? The where are I thought? Sorry, I had to go and find it. The Stratford Literary Festival, where you can see that Mark and I are doing a live edition of Cracking the Cryptic on the 27th of October. I've already been contacted actually by a few friends who are planning to come, so that's rather nice. But we'd love to meet as many of you as we can who can make it. And you can see it's 10 o'clock in the morning. This is Stratford-Upon-Avon, just to be very clear. Some people thought it was Stratford in London, and it's not the same place at all. But yeah, there are still tickets available apparently, but I don't think there are many. So if you do want to go, get your tickets bought ASAP. And then I've got a couple of birthdays to do, one of which is for yesterday. And Jeff, if you write in and ask for a birthday, it would be better if we knew the name of the friend who you I think you've discovered one of your friends also watches Cracking the Cryptic, and all you told us about her is that she was planning on having strawberry buttercream vanilla cake. Well, Jeff's friend, I hope you got the cake. I can approve of it. I mean, it's not chocolate, but it does sound delicious. And I'm sorry I don't know your name, and I think your birthday was yesterday as well. So it's a complete shambles on my part, and I apologise. But anyway, happy birthday. I hope it was a good one. But next birthday is for today, and I do know the name. It's Chris's 40th birthday. And Chris, I know this because your wife Sophia wrote to us. And Chris, I know you've been struggling with your health for the last couple of months, so I do hope you're starting to feel better. And I know you were planning on having ice cream cake today, which I can fully get on board with. So Chris, many happy returns, and thank you very much for watching the channel. And with all that said and done, long intro, sorry, let's try PalinPhisto and see what the great Wetering has in store for us. These are the rules of the puzzle. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Cells separated by a single knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. So let's imagine we plonk a digit in the middle of the grid. If this was a chess knight, it could jump to all of those squares, and therefore none of these squares could contain this green digit. So you can immediately, I suppose one way of looking at it is that the middle digit immediately can't be 6, 2 or 9, because 6, 2 and 9 are a single jump away from the middle of the grid. So that's how knight's moves work. And then the grey line in the grid is a palindrome, i.e. the string of digits along the line must read the same forwards and backwards. So if we read if we read it from this direction, it should read identically to if we read it from this direction. And that, I think, is telling us some more things that we can use to solve the puzzle. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. And with every moment, I'm sort of terrified the computer's going to go blank. But let's start with our palindrome here. Because if it reads the same in both directions, that's a 6. That must be a 2. That must be an 8. And that must be a 9. Whoa. Sorry, misclicking all over the place today. 6 blank 289, 6 blank 289. Yes, okay. Those two digits have got to be the same. These two digits have got to be the same. And these two digits have got to be the same. Ah, right. So we've got a middle. This palindrome is an odd length, is what we've just discovered. Because that digit, it doesn't have a natural pair upon the line. So what now do we do? Now, I am going to just talk briefly about some Sudoku theory, because this puzzle is called PalinPhisto, and the Phisto part of that, I presume, is a reference to the Fistamafel ring, which is something I completed one of my life ambitions when I was invited onto the YouTube channel Numberphile, and Brady Harron made a video when I talked through the Fistamafel ring. And what is the Fistamafel ring? Well, it's a theory, or theorem, I should say, in Sudoku. It's absolutely provable. That shows you that those 16 digits there that surround the central 3 by 3 box of a Sudoku are the identical digits to the 16 2 by 2 digits that live in the corner of a Sudoku. You can try this on any Sudoku, it does work. So I'm conscious that this puzzle probably involves... I'm not going to prove that unless I need to, because it does take a couple of minutes to do. In fact, I'll put a link on the screen to the number file video if I remember, so that if I don't need to prove it, you can still establish why that is the case. But I'm actually going to go further than that and mention that there is even an extension to that basic Pfister-Maffei theorem that only applies in Knight's Move Sudoku. I think it also applies in diagonal Sudoku. And that was discovered by somebody who watches Cracking the Cryptic occasionally, Potato Head. And Potato Head discovered that in a Knight's Move Sudoku, every digit must appear in the Pfister-Maffei ring, except for a maximum of one digit. And if there is a digit that doesn't appear in the Pfister-Maffei ring, and there can only be one such digit, that digit must go in the middle of the grid. So, and again, I will use, let's be clear, if I think I have to use that theorem, I will prove why that is the case. I'm just trying to see immediately if I can... I don't think that is terribly restricted immediately. But I suppose one thing we can take away from that is that because any digit that's not on the ring has to go in the middle, there can be a maximum of one such digit. Therefore, there must be at least 8 different digits in the Pfister-Maffei ring. I mean, there are already 4. 2, 6, 8, and 9 being different. I mean, I don't know, is it worth noting green has to go in those squares? Green can't go in the middle, because green would be a knight's move away from itself. Yeah, that's going to apply, I think, to lots of these digits. Lots of these digits, like the 6s around the palindrome, can't go in the middle, so they're sort of thrown into the opposite corner of the middle box. Oh, 9 seems to be different. Why is 9 different to... Why, that doesn't feel right at all. But 9 is in one of just 2 places. Is that... Have I got that right? So I'm just looking at the 6s here. 6s are ruled out of those squares by Sudoku and the middle square by the knight's move. So 6 seems to have 3 places. But 9s... Because 9s can't go in those 2 squares by the knight's move, yeah, you get a bigger restriction. That's so... That's just... I mean, okay. I mean, it seems to be the case, doesn't it? Oh, okay, sorry, I can do better with 2s as well. I felt that there was an asymmetry going on there. So 2 is sort of similar. 2 and 9 have the same sort of properties, and that makes sense given their sort of geometry around the middle of the grid. It's very symmetrical. 4. Okay, where is 4 in this box? And this is a very common, powerful position in Knight's Move Sudoku, i.e. outside a 3x3 box, but in the central square adjacent to it, because it removes the cross. It removes the whole cross. It removes these squares by Sudoku and these 2 by Knight's Move, and these squares are not 4. So that there is a 4 in one of those squares, which means there's a 4 down here. Now, this pattern can be interesting in Knight's Move Sudoku, because what that does is it removes 4 from both of these squares. Obviously, this can't be a 4, but that can't be a 4 either, because it would if that's a 4, you can't put 4 there by Sudoku, and this is a Knight's Move away. I'm not doing very well here, am I? Sorry. 7, I don't know. Oh, goodness, what are you doing, Ard? 1, maybe. 1 is in one of those 3. So if 1 was in one of these palindrome squares, 1 would be transported here, wouldn't it? Yes, okay, that's quite interesting actually. So the corner, this corner of the grid, is this just Fistamafel in a different guise? It probably is actually. So when I proved Fistamafel, we looked at the relationship between... I didn't prove it. When I stated Fistamafel, let's be very clear. When I stated Fistamafel, those 16 digits had to be the same as these digits. But because of the palindrome thing here, by Sudoku, 8, 9, blue and green, where do they go in this box? They're not there, and they're not there, are they? So this is... These are... I don't know how to do this. 8, 9, blue and green in some order. So those digits are the same as these, and I suppose that's mapping one set of them. So those ones, so if we say that these are mapping these, obviously there's a pair of each of these digits on the Fistamafel ring. So the fact that we've got 4 here, they could sort of hypothecate to these, and then these will have to repeat somewhere else. I.e., the rest of the Fistamafel boxes will have to include an 8, 9 blue and green digit. So if purple, sorry, not purple, if blue or green was 1, there would be a 1 here. No. 3. 3 is not blue or green. So 3 is in... Ah, okay. That's really weird. Right, where is 3 in this box? And the answer is by Knight's move, it's not in those squares, is it? And because it's not 8, 9, it can't be blue or green by Sudoku, it's not in those squares either, so it's in those squares. And then, where's 3 in this box by Sudoku? It can't be here, because it would be a Knight's move away from itself. So, that's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That's really rather lovely. Now can red... No! Okay, can red be 3? No, for a peculiar... Well, it's not really a peculiar reason, but it's peculiar to have to look at that square to determine whether that square can be 3. But 3 is actually now in one of those 3 squares, isn't it? Because it can't be red, because it would clash once it went across the palindrome and was in the same column as that 3. So there's a 3 up here. And there is... There is 3 in one of these 2 squares as well. There's something I haven't quite got about this yet, isn't it? Because... Oh, well, that's... Yes, that's... Okay, here's just a different way of seeing it. So the way I saw that 3 was in those squares was I was thinking about where 3 was in box 6. And I concluded using the trick here that 3 wasn't in these 2 squares because it would prevent 3 from being in these 2 squares of box 9. And I could see that 3 wasn't blue or green because of this. So I know 3 is in one of those 4 squares. And then I was sort of seeing that as a floating X-wing. And that meant I could think about where 3 went in column 7. And 3 has to be up here. But there is a simpler way of doing that, a much simpler way, which is just to say literally at the start, where does 3 go in column 7? And that 3 just takes those 3 positions out. We know 3 is not blue or green, we know it's not 8 or 9, so I could have done that much more straightforwardly. Okay, but that's 3 now, isn't it? A similar type of logic. Where's 3 in this box? And again, I haven't got a clue. But it's not in those squares, so it is in these squares, and therefore where is the 3 in row 3? Well, we know it's not in any of those 6 cells, and it's not there, so it is there. It's on the corner of the Fistamafel ring. So now that's not 3, because of a Knight's move, jiggery pokery. There's a few things going on here, actually. 3 is not here, by knight's move. The other thing I've noticed is where is 3 in row... Actually, no, I hadn't noticed this. Well, I got it a bit, but I hadn't got it as well as I'm now seeing it. Where is 3 in row 5 of the grid? Now, look at the pencil marks. I've got 3 in these positions and 3 in all of these positions at the moment in boxes 4 and 6. So boxes 4 and 6 don't have a 3 in row 5. So the 3 that is in row 5 is in one of these squares. Well, I'd seen it wasn't here, but I've just seen it's not there either. So it's there, and that is lovely, because that's a 3. Well, that's doing all sorts of business. Look, that's a 3, that's a 3. 3 is coming out of these 2 squares by knight's move. So that's not a 3, this is a 3. I've got 7 3s. I'm left with this pattern of 3s. Let's just have a quick look at that. I can't see how to do that. But when I place this 3, I displaced one of my pencil marks in box 5 for the 9, didn't I? Let's just double check. Yeah, where's 9 in box 5? It has to go there. That displaces 6 pencil marks, so that's a 6. Suddenly we have a few digits. So there's a 9 up here by Sudoku. There's a 9 in one of those 2 squares by Sudoku. Can we do any better? Nearly, but not. I don't think I can quite do better. 9... Well, okay, I can do a little bit better. Where's 9 in box 7? Not there by Sudoku. Not in those 2 squares by knight's move. So it's in one of 2 places, look. And that means that 9 in my Fistamavell box in box 9 is in the bottom 2 cells. Which feels like it might be relevant somehow, but 9 in that box I don't think is good. I think 9's got too many not that one, I suppose. Can we do any better than that? I don't think I can. I'm going to pencil mark it. So what I noticed there is I just asked where 9 could go in box 3. Not here. Not here by knight's move. Now if we did put a 9 there, that would prevent these 2 squares from being 9 in box 2, so that's not going to work. So if that's 9, that's 9. Ah, okay, here's something. Here is something I think is valid. Yeah, okay, I mean, the 9 that I've got pencil marked here, it just prevents this from being a 9, doesn't it? So 9 in box thingy. Oh, hang on a moment. Got it. Okay, forget everything. Well, okay, I've been led to this by thinking about 9 in this box, but I've got something much better now. Okay, so what I did down here was I highlighted those squares and I noticed that they went in the corner. Well, why don't I do that up here as well? Because I've got exactly the same sort of pattern going on. I've got 2, 8 and 6 and red. Well, red is not 9. So where are 2, 8, 6 and red in this box? Well, they're there. Those squares are 2, 6, 8 and red. And now a much better, well, a much clearer question, in fact this is going to do loads, is where is 9 in this box? It's not here. Because that's what got me thinking about this. That can't be 9 because it would wipe 9 out of those. So 9 is there. So 9 is not here now. So 9 is here. So 9 is here. But also, we've got to think about where 9 goes in this row. And it's got to be there. So 9 is in the corner. No song for you, even though you are 3 times 3. Well, that 9 sees that square by dint of knight's move-ish. So that's a 9, and that's a 9. There we go. We've done all the 9s. Just like that. That's beautiful. That is really beautiful. So, okay. So there is definitely something going on with these palindrome ideas, isn't there? So these two squares, which are sort of unsullied in box 1, and we are going to be Daenerys Targaryen and dominate the unsullied cells by saying that they are from 1, 5 and 7, because they can't be 2, 6, 8 and they can't be 3, 4, 9, so they're from 1, 5 and 7. Now, can we do better than that by knight's move, jiggery pokery? I mean, these squares are 1, 5 and 7, just a complete row 3, aren't they? What about that one? Oh, well, that means that's 1, 5 or 7, of course. So red is in one of those 3 squares in box 5. That square can't be a 7 by dint of 7ness in box 3. 7, 4. Yeah, okay, but what we're really saying here yeah, I think I've missed the point of this. I think I am discovering the point, but too late almost. Right. Because once we decide, and we have deduced it, we know that these squares and these squares are the same, and they get pushed into the 2 by 2 of the corner in box 1. So where did those 2 squares go in box 1? They go there, don't they? They must do. They are not capable of being in the 2 by 2, because the 2 by 2 is made up of those squares for sure. So that square is the same as that square and is not a 7. These 2 squares are the same. They can be yellow. So that's yellow by dint of something called Sudoku and knight's move. Can't be here, can it? It would be a knight's move away from itself. But I suspect... Oh, no, okay. Well, the same sort of thing is going to go on down here, i.e., we know that this collection of digits form the 2 by 2 in the corner. So these 2 digits are those 2 digits in box 9. We've got the 3 placed, but that means that digit is the same as that digit. Yeah, it doesn't work in sort of the opposite. It doesn't work in boxes 3 and 7, because the way the palindrome works is much less interesting there, is it? I mean, we don't know if there's any correspondence between these digits at all. So it's most powerful in this box and this box. But well, that is, yes, that's true, and it's not true actually. Well, okay, the digit I'm thinking about now is that digit. So that digit in column 3, well, yeah, this pair in column 3, they see the red digit, don't they? And they're not equal to 6 or 2 or 8. They can't be those digits. So these 2 digits are those 2 digits. So, oh, actually, this might be total. I mean, I think now I'm just proving that sort of 2 equals 2. Oh, well, no, okay. I can, well, I can get rid of the 1 from here using that logic, can't I? Because that digit, it is in this column. Where is it? It is down here. Don't know which one it is, but there's a 1 in this box, so that is not a 1. So that is a victory for the good guys. Yes, okay. So okay. Why don't I do it the simple way ever? My brain just doesn't work that way at all. Look, this digit, the simple question is, where does it go there? It's not red because of this. So it goes in one of those 2 squares. Why do I get obsessed with thinking about column 3? It's because I'm thinking about these digits as a unit. So I apologise if everyone's shouting at me about that. Right, so these squares are from 3, 5 and 7. So these squares are from 4, 5 and 7, because the 5 or 7 digit is being transplanted down here, along with a 4, which is down here by Sudoku, look. Yes, okay. So here is an interesting question. No. No. Well, no, it's not an interesting question. I was going to say, where's yellow in this box? And yellow's in one of 3 places, I think. Because yellow has to go in those squares. Because yellow is clearly not red, and it's clearly not green, which is in one of those. And it's not 3. So I think from a box perspective, I mean, let's label it. Yellow is in one of those, yellow is in one of these, but I can't see if that's doing anything cleverer than that. If it was there, it would be 1, but I don't think it needs to be. So, Okay, what about 8 in this box then, by Sudoku? 8's got to be in one of those 2 squares, so there's no 8 in these squares. So 8 is in one of those squares. That's marginally interesting, because 8 is not now able to be in this square, because it would wipe the 8 out of this domino in box 1. So 8 is in one of those 2 squares. No, it's not. There's an 8 looking in here, so this is 8. Oh, so that must be 8, by dint of logic. So 8 is not red now. 8 is not there, obviously. Yes, and that bounces back here. 8 can't be there now. This is brilliant, isn't it? It's classic art. It's the normal, absolutely crazy stuff that you'd never see. So 8, which is not red, is in one of those 3 squares. So let's double click our 8s for a minute and just see if we can see anything better than that. Oh, I'm not sure actually. My orange digit though, is that not placed in this column? Yeah. Sorry, I hadn't noticed that. But that can't be orange by night's move. This can't be orange by night's move, so I get an orange digit here. Can orange be 9, 2, or 6? It can't be 9. Nah. Right, okay, let's look at orange. Sorry, and this has been available for a while. Where is orange in this box? Now, I said when we looked at the 4 that digits in the middle of a 3x3 box, just on the edge, are very powerful. And this one is, because it wipes itself out of those squares because of the knight's move constraint, so it's not in the cross. And it's not 2, 6, or 9, because orange is there, and that sees 2, 6, and 9. So orange is there. So orange is not here by knight's move. So orange is 4, 5, or 7 by dint of Sudoku, and could be light green. So orange could be light green, which would put orange down there. Okay, but orange is 4, 5, or 7. So no, orange is not 7. Definitely not. It sees 7. So orange is 4 or 5. We might be able to do better than that. Let's just quickly put 4s and 5s in. Well, I can see one thing that does. Oh, this is gorgeous. It's going to give me 7. Red is 7 now. I've seen that. But don't I know? I know that orange is in one. Oh, no, I don't. Look, where is orange in the middle box? Now, this orange says it's not there. It's obviously not 3, 6, or 9. That orange pokes in and sees this square. So orange is in one of 2 places. So orange is down. I don't know whether orange can... No, orange can't be green. So orange is down here. But orange... So orange is not there. I think orange has to be down here. But okay, that's not actually surprise. Does that? No, it doesn't. No, orange is down there. Because where is orange in box 4 is the question. Orange can't be here because it can't be the red digit. So orange is in one of those 4 squares. And therefore, where is orange in this column? It's right at the bottom. But it's a bit complicated, that, because I don't know whether it's green or not. It's either green or it's 4. And if it was green, then green would be 5. But I don't think that's actually advancing the cause, is it? But, okay, let's go back to that 7, because I noticed that immediately. Where is 7 in this box? And it just seems to have to be here by Sudoku now. And 7 is a red digit. So that's 7. Which means these squares are now actually equal to 2, 6, and 7. So hang on. So this is 5. Oh, that's 5. So that's 1. I get 3 1s in the grid. So yellow is 1. We've worked that out. This is really peculiar. 1. Where is 1 in this? Oh, this is beautiful. I'm going to get the 1. 1 is blue. Look. I know it doesn't look like 1 is blue because it looks like 1 is yellow, but 1 is blue because 1 I've got pencil marked here. Yeah, that's right. Look, and by Sudoku it can't be in those 2. So 1 is there, which is on the palindrome, which means both of those are 1. So I should probably, I don't know. Let's change blue to yellow. Change blue to yellow. I've got 4 1s looking at box 9. So the 1 has to be here. So that's the yellow digit. These are not yellow. And I'd be surprised if we can't do rather better than that. So this is now 1 4 pair. And where is 1 in the middle box then? Oh no, you're kidding. Okay, I don't actually think I know that. It's in one of those 2 squares. Surely I've got something going on like a 1 8 red triple in this box, haven't I? Is that wrong? 1 is in one of those 2. 8 seems to be in one of those 3. And red, which is 7, is in one of those 3 as well. Yeah, they are 1, 8, and 7 as a triple. And that's not 1. So the rest of the digits in this box are 2, 4, and 5 by Sudoku. And one of those is the orange digit. But 2 can't be there because of the knight's move. These don't include 7 anymore, so these are a 3 5 pair. 7 doesn't go down there anymore because of I've got this 7 here. What about, okay, red is 7. Let's make 7 red and see if that clarifies anything. So red is red green? I know red isn't green in any normal way, but could red be green? I don't know, actually. Maybe it could be. Oh, that's infuriating. Green isn't 9, so that's not. So okay, so these are a green 8 pair. Okay, so what on earth? Well, what's that digit? That's got to be a 4 or a 5. Ah, that's incredibly useful to think about that digit. That is a 4 or a 5. We can restore blue to the grid, but that means that's a 4-5 pair and makes this a 2, look. So now that is a blue digit, but that might be the same as a green digit. Oh, goodness, I better be careful here. But this is not orange, is it? That is definitely orange. So orange is one of these two. I mean, I've got all my colours are a bit tricky here. I've got to be very careful with this because I think in some positions it might be possible for colours to map to the other colours I've got in this grid. So I just want to be very, very conservative about what we do next here. Okay, here is I think a reasonable question. Where is 7 in box 6? Now this 7 takes care of those squares. That 7 takes care of that square. So 7 is in one of those two positions. That is not therefore 7. Bobbins, that doesn't do anything, I don't think. What about this box then? What do we need in this box? Well, okay, well, here's a simple question. Where's 2 in that box? I've got a 2 there. It's looking at those 2 squares, so that's 2. So these squares I think are 6 and 7. Oh, that makes sense. Look in this column. That can't be 2 because of this 2. And yeah, where is 2 in box 8? That 2 pokes and looks at that square, so that's a 2. So 2 is in one of those 2 squares of box 9, but can we do better than that? Maybe. Maybe. Yes, I can. I mean, actually, I don't know which one of these is 2, but one of them is. So where's the 2 in this column? I think it's only got one position. It's there. So I've done quite well with 2s, but not brilliantly. I have a feeling we can do better with 2s. I'm just not seeing it. Oh, bobbins. Okay, never mind. Let's try. I've got 4-5 pair here. Oh, yes, okay. If I've got a 4-5 pair there, those squares have got to be a 2-6 pair. So I'll probably have to pencil mark green at some point, don't I? That is going to be the natural next step. In this column, I have a 4-5 pair. So this ought to be a 7 or an 8 because it can't be a 1. Now, is it, all we need is this to be a 7 or... I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, I can't see it. Bobbins. Let's try... What should we try next? Don't know. Oh, where's 6 in column 5? That's a fair question, isn't it? It's got to be there. Where's 6 in column 7 now? That's also a fair question. I think it's only got one place on the Fistemafell ring where we have 3 6s now. So we ought to find in the finished puzzle that there are 3 6s in the boxes. I can't tell whether... Oh, well, that 6 is putting another one in a box. So that's 6, that's 7. So that's 7. I get a 2-6 pair up here. We know that red is the colour of 7. So let's tidy everything up that in that regard. Red is the colour of 7. So these are, okay, well hang on, haven't I now proved that dark green is 4, 5? So dark green is blue in this puzzle. They are the same. So that we can take green out of those squares. And probably I need to lose blue again. Poor old blue's got a rum deal in this puzzle. So that's, okay, so that's, oh, whoopsie. This has got to be 4 or 5, hasn't it? And that's displacing the opportunity it had to be a 7, which was previously existing. So that's a 7. Ah, yes, okay. And using our logic, we know that these squares are now from 4, 5, and 8. They don't include 7, so that's got to be the 7. Oh, that must do things. I don't know what... Oh, come on, Simon. What am I not spotting now? 4, 5 here means that square's a 3 out of nowhere, so that's a 5. So dark green is 4. That's lovely. Absolutely lovely. So there is no 5 in the corner of this. 5 is orange. Boom, boom, boom. 5 is... Oh, okay. 5 is orange. I don't know if that's... Are we going to actually get much more from that? I'm not sure. How do the 5s and the 4s all resolve? I've not put... What have I not put? Okay, I don't know. I'm just wibbling, aren't I? Stop wibbling, man. Right, this is a 3 by Sudoku. So what's that? That's an 8, I think. That's very useful if that's right. I've not put 8 in this box. That's huge. So that's 7. That's 1. That's 8. That's 1. That's 4. That's 8. That's 4. That's 4. That's 5. That's 8, I believe. So that's 7. That should be 5. And up here, well, we need to put a 4 in. And that's in the corner, unless I've made a ricket. Oh, and we're going to get 2, 6. So we've got a sort of deadly pattern here, which must be resolved by a knight's move, I suspect. Where, though? 6 is looking in here. There we go. 2, 6, 6, 2, 2, 6. That is brilliant. It is brilliant. Good grief. Right, so let's tidy up things. We need to get rid of yellow. We need all the 1s to be yellow. Which they nearly are. Now all the 1s are yellow. I need to make sure all my 5s are orange. So I need to remove orange from other positions. Make sure all of those are just orange. All my 4s are meant to be dark green of all things. So let's make sure we do that. Get rid of that colouring. I can't remember what lime green was at any point. That should be fully. That should be... No, 8 doesn't deserve a colour. Naughty 8. There should be 4 coloured cells in each box, and I still haven't managed to do it properly. Look. There we go. Is it right? Yes. Solve count of 3. That's not many people have solved it. That's exactly what Mark said. They've had a lot of difficulty with this. Now, I have no clue. I don't know. I didn't use Fistomafel. I didn't use Potato Head, I don't think. What's going on the ring? Well, that is interesting. Okay, so perhaps... I'd be interested to know. I suspect now I've just looked at the squares, it is a bit suspicious that I am noticing that there is no 5 in those purple squares. So 5 is a digit that is missing from the Fistomafel ring, and in a Knight's Move Sudoku there can only be one such digit. and if there is such a digit, it has to go in the middle of the grid where it does go. So I wonder whether, if I'd paid more attention, perhaps what I should have done is looked at, because we were given some cells on the palindrome, weren't we? And perhaps I should have looked at the gapped digits there. Oh, that one as well. I wonder if I could have deduced. That they couldn't all be different or something. I wonder if that 5 was available in a different way. I don't know. Someone will have to explain. I will read the comments with interest, but it's another genius puzzle from the great Dutch master. Aard van de Wetering, take another bow, my friend. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind of... I've nearly got to the end of the video. I've got to turn it off now. Thank you for watching. We'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.